All over our cities, along our coastlines and across our green and pleasant land, an invisible army is fighting a never-ending war. Their enemy is the filth that we create and the vermin that thrive on it. Welcome to the hidden world of the Grimefighters. Tonight on Grimefighters, the remarkable story of a woman who lives in a wartime bunker with 4 tons of rubbish.
Bizarre.
A day in the life of a grime vigilante.
He almost stepped in it.
And when the tough people at a sewage station get their own back, the tough get going.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's my bread and butter.
Don't know what I'd do without you two, would I?
She lives in a World War II bunker. No electric, no hot water, no sewage.
Jan is anxious for her home to be cleaned, and the Grimefighters are ready to step in. Looks like Ben's got his work cut out.
Basically, we've been asked to clean this one room here, this kitchen, and then there's one bedroom or one usable room at the side.
This windowless concrete wartime bunker, with walls blackened by candle soot, has been Jan's home for half her life.
When we start pulling stuff out, hopefully it'll go down quite quickly. But I'd like to just knock it out in a day.
With no electricity or natural daylight, the team have brought a generator. As they start their work, Ben slowly realises that this is Jan's bedroom.
This is where she's sleeping, obviously. For anyone who's watching this, these aren't brown, these are white sheets and quilts. And that's her only source of light. So you can imagine by 4:30 it's pitch black in here. And she's sitting here with her 2 dogs and 3 candles. Bizarre. Have you seen the photo on the wall? She was beautiful. How old are you there?
I'm 50 now, so that must be when I was 40.
We'll give that a clean for you and give that pride of place.
The years have gone by, the rubbish has piled up. It all proved a bit too much.
Just a terrible stench off it, like dog mess basically.
Jan's love of animals brought her here in the first place.
Started off with goats, then it went on to sheep. And we've had the odd cattle, and we've had pigs, and we've had the chickens and the ducks and the horses. To start with, it was nice because they had that one room and everything else with the animals. We had my horse here. Well, he wouldn't come indoors, he didn't like indoors. He used to stand on top of the bunker in a storm, thunderstorm, thunder and lightning, and stand on top of the bunker. Stupid horse. The only thing I wouldn't have had again is pigs, and they were in that room next door, and every time you moved or coughed, it'd squeal.
As time passed, the rubbish simply collected in her front room, and now it threatens to engulf her.
Well, you can see loads, millions of dog ends, and then it's just food and clothes, blankets, bedding, just all rotten. Everything's rotten. That's the trouble with pulling it out. Nice onion.
But where is the kitchen?
Well, I think this bit is.
The remnants of Jan's past are all around her.
When I was 50, I enjoyed being here because, you know, I had a lot of what I thought were friends around me at the time, but now there's nothing, so there's no point in me being here. I'd rather just leave now and just start a new chapter of my life.
Memories will remain forever, but the rubbish has to be cleared.
I reckon another hour and we'll see half the floor.
The team don't need to be told, keep on digging. Dick Whittington thought the streets of London were paved with gold. Jackie Deary has other ideas. She's a senior city inspector in the borough of Westminster, and she takes her job very seriously.
I've got that. I'll deal with the dog fouling. Yeah, I'm right by the office.
She wants to make sure that London streets are spick and span.
The first job today is a report of dog fouling on the footpath. Unfortunately, somebody's not looking where they're going and they've walked and trodden right in it. And it'll be on their shoes, they'll walk into their place of work and it's just not good.
Jackie wastes no time. Action is required.
He almost stepped in it. We have had quite a few pedestrians walk past already. One gentleman actually just missed stepping into it.
Jackie is not easily put off, and she wears her high-vis jacket with pride.
One morning I was going through bags and a local resident says to me, "Oh, that's not a very pleasant job." I said, "It could be worse. We could be cleaning toilets."
In this business, you've got to be determined to do what it takes.
Our contractors are going to put down some cleaning fluid, which smells like bubble gum, like a disinfectant, and then he'll flush the area. Some people don't have any patience.
Mission accomplished. But what's this? Another cleaning vehicle? Well, you can't be too sure. One street sorted. A brisk start, but it's only a beginning.
I have to take my life in my own hands crossing the busy road and go and do the next job.
Back in the World War II bunker, Jan's home is being turned upside down. She waits patiently as tons of rubbish are removed.
If someone was to work on a rubbish dump that had had a roof over it for 20 years, that's what it's like working in it. Horrible job, though, isn't it?
This is the worst I've ever seen.
Jan's been sharing her home with all sorts of animals,
Oh, it stinks.
as well as a vast collection of glass.
How many bottles have we taken out? It's got to be nearly 1,000. Every time you unearth something, you dig a bottle up and it breaks and you just get a smell come through.
Jan is not one of those people who bring their jobs home.
One of the caretakers. I used to go around with Mel Ablett.
Right.
We used to go around every Saturday and we'd do the cleaning.
We went out cleaning.
Oh, I was looking for that book. Bloody days I've been looking for that book.
After all her years of collecting, now she wants rid of it all.
Jen, do you want to keep this?
No. I gave up trying to use it because the dog kept jumping off. No, give it a good home to someone, just give it away then.
But what about the chandelier?
Want me and the dogs to go off and just forget this lot now.
The lads take a well-earned rest.
It can only get better from here, can't it now? So, can't get any worse. I hope not.
It's not very nice knowing you got to go back in there.
Back in Westminster, our Grimefighter champion Jackie finds herself in soft furnishings.
Westminster offer a free service where you can have 3 free collections a week where we'll take away these bulk items. Unfortunately, I don't know for what reason the residents aren't keen to phone up and ask for that service. I'm going to put a notice on this settee so that when my colleagues are behind me patrolling the area, they'll know that I've dealt with it. I mean, I'd like a free facility, don't have to load it into the vehicle, drive down to the dump and then offload it when some contractor's going to come to my door and pick it up for nothing.
This sofa is heading for the reject department until...
Is this for sale?
It's not for sale, but if you want to take it away, you're more than welcome to.
And I don't have to pay anything?
You don't have to pay anything.
This is not a catch?
No,
Sure.
You're happy to take it away. You're going to take it away?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
what?
I'll arrange for someone to come and pick it up.
Are you sure it's not rubbish?
It's nice.
Okay. I'll probably cancel the work order now, but I might come back and recheck that it's has gone and it's not left here on the street.
With the sofa problem at least half solved, Jackie quickly moves on.
While I'm here, I've noticed that the area is not very clean for pigeon fouling, so I'll create a work order and our contractors will come around with a flushing machine and flush the area.
The day is still young. Does she ever rest? Coming up, what's the opposite of a dream job?
No one loves this job.
Jackie gets tough on grime and the causes of grime.
They're going to give them an £80 fine, or you can do them a favour and bring that waste in here.
And Ben is glad the war's over at Jan's bunker.
Should have done that with the whole flipping place. Just put a great big bomb in there and set it off.
Up and down the land, a little-known army of dedicated professionals are devoted to battling an ever-advancing tide of grime. In Wales, a dark, damp World War II bunker has been home for Jan Bush for the past 25 years. Now, with the help of some extreme cleaners, she's ready to move on.
Did you find the remains of all the Christmas trees and decorations?
Yeah, they weren't worth keeping, really. Sorry.
The lads are not in the least bit sentimental about Jan's belongings.
We're gonna bring the wood out here, make a fire then, chuck it all on, burn it, get rid of it.
But some things really do matter to her.
Have you got a cobweb in the van?
No.
Or
Leave my spiders alone.
want me to leave them?
You leave them alone.
Okay. I'm quite happy doing that.
I don't mind my spiders.
All right, we'll leave the spiders, they can stay. I don't think it will burn, seriously, but I mean, I think I should have done that with the whole flipping place. Just put a great big bomb in there and set it off.
And out of the rubble, some happy memories are stirred.
Christ, this is ages and ages ago when I first started. I thought I'd lost it totally after all these years. This is from when I first started trying to do watercolour. That one is actually going down to Marlowe's. Lovely little place.
After many hours of work, the bunker is transformed, and the lads make Jan's life a little more comfortable while she awaits her new home. And just a few final touches.
Smells better?
Looks better than it looks. Smells better.
Yeah. Well, if you'd have sat on that when we first came in, your head would have been against the wall. So we've left your spiders.
Good.
So we won't touch them.
Well, there's a new bed anyway.
Brilliant.
I'll get in there with her now. I'm knackered, man.
I love that sound.
It's not to everyone's taste, but to Jan, it's still home. Back in Westminster, City Inspector Jackie swings into action again, this time in hot pursuit of a fly tipper.
Here we've just got a toaster and toilet paper. So in here we've just got papers, milk, cans of drink and some baguettes, quite a lot of baguettes. So this kind of thing encourages rats and vermin and pigeons.
To Jackie, rubbish isn't just rubbish, it's the enemy.
If we continued littering on the street, we'd all be wading up to litter in our knees, wouldn't we? We'll call a work order through for this and our contractors, Veolia, will come and pick it up.
Rubbish doesn't get there on its own. Someone must be responsible.
I'm just going to have a look and see how many flats are here and if there's any management agents. Oh, well, the door's open.
There's no one at home, but Jackie is undaunted.
So I'll take it off the latch so that the people that live there aren't broken into, and I'll inform the local SNT team that they might need a crime prevention visit. Secure now.
No luck this time, but Jackie will not give
If
up.
we get a blockage, you'd have to shut down that part of the process so it doesn't overflow.
The first stage in the process is to remove unwanted materials.
These are called screens. As you can see, these extract inorganic material from the sewers and deposit it into bins. You'd mainly find rag, plastics, wood, sanitary towels, wet wipes. All of these types of things could be disposed of by the people who flush them present down the toilet. These are working 24 hours, 7 days a week, all year round.
But this equipment has to be cleaned from time to time.
It is a tricky bit of the job, yeah. You tend to get a bit of splash back up in your face and you don't really want that. No one loves this job.
More materials will be removed before the water flows to special tanks for cleaning.
This is a secondary screening, a 6mm screen, where it's pumped up from the primary screening and then the heavier stuff extracted and moved on down what we call launder channels into conditioning tanks. You can see the rag and other various materials within it. Obviously, if it was just toilet paper, it wouldn't have such an effect on our process. Hello, is that main control? Could you send a day worker up to screen 3, please?
It's a job for grime fighter Bren.
This is the best way to deal with it. Otherwise, you end up sticking too much down there and create another blockage. It'll need to be broken up.
Bren, like many grime fighters, started off in other fields.
Done my apprenticeship as a bricklayer, plasterer. I could build a house apart from electrics and plumbing, really. Building trade went down the hill. I got here just in time.
The filtration process isn't over.
This channel is the other side of the fine screens. In there you can see the plastics, polystyrene, and all the type of materials that we don't need in the process.
With so much waste material to cope with, the machinery is stretched to breaking point.
As you can see, a couple of the guys have taken one of the macerator pumps to pieces to replace the damage that's been done by the rags, etc. Look at that, for example. You know, I mean, it's a face flannel. You know, it's amazing what people do throw away, intentionally and not intentionally.
Grime fighting is a specialised business with a vocabulary to match.
This is obviously inorganic material such as stones and sand, gravel, and we've got to extract this type of material before it goes through those macerators.
Organic material often proves to have a life of its own.
This is an example of some of the seeds that come through the process. Tomato seeds, for example, pass right through the body and grow anywhere.
For Bob, it's not a perfect job, but he likes it.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's my bread and butter.
In Westminster, Jackie turns a corner and walks into bags of trouble.
What's going on here? Good morning, gentlemen. Hello, have you got a project officer or a site agent here? So there's about 20 bags of concrete. One of the things we deal with is any highway obstruction, and this particular street we have to monitor daily for waste, and in particular this property. Right, gentlemen, are you... Thank you.
And this is just for openers. It isn't long before Jackie finds some more rubbish left in the wrong place.
Just going to have a look to see if I can get any evidence.
Again, Jackie turns detective.
To me, this looks like builders have done some plastering for somebody.
What she really needs is a convincing lead.
It's a shame, I don't think I can find anything in there. As you can see from this one, it's a builder's fly tip.
A name and address would do.
Right, what have we got here?
Bingo.
Though I don't have a name of the person, I have a company and a delivery note, so I go and speak to them and ask them to take it in.
Jackie is quick to respond.
Interesting. Good morning. Hiya. Hello, have you got a project manager I can speak with?
He's not here at the moment.
The purpose of my visit is there's some dumped waste there, builder's waste, with the address of this property on, and I wanted to establish who's put it there.
Oh, not from here.
Is there more than one firm working here, or how many?
There has been, like subcontractors and that.
Right. Do you know if there was anybody plastering of late?
Oh, not here, no.
I'm just going to go up there if I may.
Yeah, it's not here.
I'm just sort of shouting.
Jackie presses on, and her tenacity eventually pays off.
See, what's happened is I've got this evidence. I've got 3 bags of waste there.
Show me that.
And that
That's the plumbers.
That's the plumbers.
Yeah,
Right, now
that's
we're
the
getting
plumbers.
somewhere. I'm either going to give them an £80 fine, or you can do them a favour and bring that waste in here.
Oh, we'd do that because
Would
they
you
should
do
have
that?
put that over there.
There you go. Good
That'd
man.
be simpler. We'll bring that over here.
Done. Yeah, all 3 of them.
It's an outcome which for Jackie makes it all worthwhile.
That was a satisfactory conclusion. Now all that's left for me to do is ask for the contractors to come and sweep up that little bit of mess over there.
Since filming the show, Jan prepares to spend her last Christmas in the bunker before moving to a new home next year. Jackie is still patrolling the streets of London and spreading the word about the dangers of rubbish. And the abandoned sofa turns out not to be rubbish after all.